All right, then we are back. This is a Business Center right here on Metropole TV, and today we are talking about soil. And our question of the day today was: how do you test a soil? Is it possible to test your soil pH from home? Is it possible to test your soil pH from home? Send us your comments on our social media platforms. We are live on Facebook. We are also live on all our social media platforms, and we'll read some of your comments as the show goes on. But first, we are going to look at agro commodities today, and we have six commodities. We have dry white maize today. We have oranges, yellow beans, white Irish potatoes, cabbages, tomatoes. We are going to look at all these products in Kakamega, Mombasa, Uasin Gishu, Machakos, and Embu, and see how they are performing and what they're being sold at. And we are going to start with dry maize. And dry maize, as you can see throughout Kakamega, Mombasa, Uasin Gishu, we have Mombasa as being the most economical. And so if you're a business person and you want to buy per 90 kg in Mombasa, it's going for 2,700. That is dry white maize. And then we're going to move to oranges per 93 kgs. In Embu is the most economical with 1,860. Therefore, per 93 kgs, you can also see in Kakamega is 5,000. And then yellow beans per 90 kg in Kakamega is 12,375. And then in Uasin Gishu is 10,350. In Machakos and Embu is 7,200 and 9,000 respectively. And in Mombasa is where we have 6,168. Therefore, if you want to buy that, you can go to Mombasa. The people living around there, you are really advantaged. You have it as 6,000, while in Kakamega you have it as 12,000, which is like double that. And then we're going to go to white Irish potatoes per 50 kgs. In Mombasa is 1,267. In Uasin Gishu is 1,000 also. And then in Kakamega is 1,035. Therefore, watu wangu wa Kakamega, breakfast mnajua vizuri sana. So you can get it with 1,035 shillings. And then cabbages per 126 kgs in Embu is 844. Hey, watu wa Embu, amkuli mboga bana. 844. And then in Uasin Gishu is 5,000. That is really higher than the Embu one. And then our last commodity is tomatoes per 64 kg. In Embu is 1,997. And then as you can see in the other areas, we have 4,269 in Kakamega. And then in Mombasa is 5,165. In Uasin Gishu 2,989. And then in Machakos 2,560. Embu is 1,997. Therefore, Embu is much more economical. Now we're going to move to innovations, and then food security is one of the greatest global challenges of the 21st century. The global population grew to 7 billion in 2009 and is expected to reach over 9 billion by 2050. It is imperative that innovative research in soil science will be fundamental in overcoming the growing threat of global food and fuel crops shortages as the world's population continues to increase. Today we shall focus on some of the innovations in soil science. And now our question of the day, may I remind you, is it possible to test your soil pH from home? But let us move on to innovations. Where cover crops are an excellent addition to your soil improvement program. They can provide organic matter and nutrients, improve drainage and aeration, attract beneficial soil organisms, and act as an overwintering mulch. While cover crops can be grown in rotation with other crops at any time throughout the year, they are most popularly used during the sunny period. Now, mulching encourages healthy soil tilth by retaining moisture and nutrients. It also saves time by reducing the need for weeding, watering, and fertilizing. How you mulch your garden beds depends on how your climate. For example, heavier mulches are beneficial in hot, dry climates where moisture evaporation is high. In contrast, lighter mulches are more appropriate in cool, rainy climates where soil benefits from the warmth of the sun but still needs protection against erosion. Now, after a pest outbreak, however, discard affected plant material. Avoid using mulches during the rainy period so as to avoid providing protection to overwintering pests. Now, in soil, organic matter consists of plant and animal material that is in the process of decomposing. When it has fully decomposed, it is called humus. Did you know this? Now, this humus is important for soil structure because it holds individual mineral particles together in clusters. It helps soil hold important plant nutrients. You can increase the organic matter in your garden or farm by adding compost or applying mulch. Application of organic matter to the soil adds carbon, which promotes the growth of beneficial bacteria, which increases the likelihood of hearty plant. Amending the soil is important for good yields. Now, nutrient accumulators are plant species that are often integrated into permaculture gardens. The roots of accumulators are said to collect specific nutrients from the soil. These potentially nutrient-rich plants can be chopped back several times throughout the year in order to use the cuttings as a mulch. This may save money by reducing the number of soil amendments you need to purchase. Growing them many also improve biodiversity, although there hasn't been a lot of research conducted on nutrient accumulators. Comfrey, or the most often cited plant. Comfrey is a shrub that grows in parts of Europe, Asia, and North America. It can grow up to 5 feet tall. 5 feet tall. It produces clusters of purple, blue, and white flowers, and it's famous for its long, slender leaves and black-skinned roots. Studies suggest that one can use comfrey as an organic DIY fertilizer spray. Now, our question of the day today is it possible to test your soil's pH from home? Is it possible to test your soil pH from home? Remember to continue sending us your comments. We are live on Facebook at metropoletv.ke, Metropole TV KE rather. And now we're going to move to my favorite section, which is Agri-Facts. pH is a measure of the degree of acidity or alkalinity. A value below 7.0 is acid, 7.0 is neutral, and above 7.0 is alkaline. As the soil pH decreases below 7.0, soils become more and more acidic. Now, the lower the pH, the higher the acidity. Did you know that soil pH influences several soil factors affecting plant growth? Well, today on Agri-Facts, we shall be looking at how soil pH is important in your soil. And we are just going to look at this. And now our first is soil bacteria. Now, most microorganisms have an optimum pH range for survival and function. At very acid or alkaline pH levels, organic matter mineralization is slowed down or stopped because of poor microbial activity linked to bacteria. Now, nitrification and nitrogen fixation are also inhibited by low pH. Most microbial processes, including the breakdown of organic matter and cycling of nutrients, are reduced in acidic soil because growth and reproduction of the soil microbes, primarily bacteria and fungi, are reduced. Now, microorganisms break down organic matter and use the carbon and nutrients for their own growth. Now you know that. And also we're going to look at nutrient leaching. Now, plant growth and most soil processes, including nutrient availability and microbial activity, are favored by a soil pH range of 5.5 to 8. Acid soil, particularly in the subsurface, will also restrict root access to water and nutrients. The effects of soil acidification, which is also pH values from 6.5 to 3.8, and subsequent leaching on levels of extract-able nutrients in a soil was studied in a laboratory experiment. Below pH 5.5, acidification resulted in large increases in the amounts of exchangeable aluminium in the soil. Now we are also going to look at nutrient availability in our AgriFacts. Now soil pH affects nutrient availability by changing the form of the nutrient in the soil. Plants usually grow well at pH levels values above 5.5. Soil pH of 6.5 is usually considered optimum for nutrient availability. Now, lower pH increases the solubility of aluminium, manganese, and iron, which are toxic to plants in excess. Now, soil pH affects nutrients available for plant growth. In highly acidic soil, aluminium and manganese can become more available and more toxic to plant, while calcium, phosphorus, and magnesium are less available to the plant. Now, in highly alkaline soil, phosphorus and most micronutrients become less available. Now, we're also going to look at the toxic elements now. As the amount of hydrogen ions in the soil increases, the soil pH decreases, thus becoming more acidic. From pH 7 to 0, the soil is increasingly more acidic, and from pH 7 to 14, the soil is increasingly more alkaline or basic. Now, our question of the day today was, is it possible to test your soil pH from home? And our answer for today is yes, it is possible. Just add a half a cup of water to the soil sample and mix. Then add a half a cup of vinegar. If the soil shows a visible bubbling or fizzing action, then it has an alkaline pH. The chemical reaction that you're seeing occurs when the acid, in this case vinegar, comes into contact with something alkaline, which is soil. Thank you so much for joining us today on the show. We were talking about soil and how you can improve the soil pH and how you can use it in order to gain good yields as a farmer. And we were joined by Bernard Ndungu, who is the General Manager for Fadhili Africa. He brought us a very good gadget that is used to test this different types of soils. And we are really grateful for you taking your time to join us today. We are going to go for a short commercial break right now, and we are going to say that this has been a really good show, and we're going to thank everyone who has made this show a success today. And let's meet next week at same time, same place. This is Business Center right here on Metropole TV.